This actually enjoyable theme. These nightlights are horribly placed. It's no wonder they couldn't fall asleep with those bright lights shining directly into their eyeballs.
Apparently Ladybug has been around at least since the pharaohs, but no way can the Ladybug we know be 5,000 years old. So I downloaded a great app that analyzed some recordings I had of her talking. Based on the frequencies of her voice, it turns out she's a girl our age.
Marinette is voiced by a fully grown woman, so I don't think your app is all that accurate. If Alya has recordings of Ladybug's voice, then she should already recognize it as Marinette's. And before you start bringing up quantum masking, the magic of quantum masking doesn't work on technology, remember? That would include recordings. You could argue that somehow the recording stores the magic and relates it to the viewer, but if that were the case, Kwamis would be visible in recordings to any human viewer. Clearly, magic cannot be stored in or affect technology in any way, which means any recordings of the superheroes or their voices would be stripped of the quantum masking effect. When it comes to this whole quantum masking thing, I think I would have preferred for them to not try to explain it at all, as I'm sure the fandom could have done a much better job with it than they did.
Oh yeah, the orange juice. It's not orange! It's the Sapotis!
Orange juice is both highly acidic and sugary, so why are you not having them brush their teeth? Do you want them to develop cavities?
We were about to watch a movie!
Hey, look, more evidence that our superheroes are licensing out their images for profit. Except, in order to do so, they'd have to sign contracts with their legal names, as well as provide bank account details linked to their real identities. Plus, they'd have to pay taxes. There really isn't any way they could possibly earn money without risking their identities, so I guess this is a case of some sicko stealing their likenesses for profit and them being unable to do anything about it without exposing themselves. What a shame.
She's like a high school girl, so to figure out who she really is, all we need to do is find a girl our age who's always late.
Alya, this is cool and all, but you already knew she was a high schooler because of her textbook, remember? You also already knew that she goes to your school. You didn't need to analyze her voice to figure this out. Also, if Alya is no longer convinced that Ladybug is 5,000 years old, and she's given it this much thought, she should know Ladybug's identity by now. And that's even if quantum masking works exactly the way the show wants it to. With Alya's knowledge that Ladybug is a girl that goes to her school, plus her close relationship with Marinette and her first-hand experience of how often she disappears, it would be easy to figure out who she is.
Get out of bed one more time and no one will be going to the amusement park tomorrow.
Once again, they need to brush their teeth.
Kids should be able to do whatever they want to do, however they want to do it.
Wow, Hawkmoth, you're both a psychopath and a hypocrite. I am really tired of bringing up the same arguments every time Hawkmoth akumatizes a child, so I'll just refer you to my puppeteer video and add 100 sins for Hawkmoth making the same mistake over and over again. I've been told the animation in this episode is better, but we're not off to a very good start, are we? For the first time in 4 episodes, I'd like to make a video that doesn't have a bonus round.
Fly, my little evil one.
Well, if I knew who Ladybug really was, I'd keep it a secret. I would even help her. Like, say, if you were Ladybug, I'd cover for you.
Alya, even though I know that's exactly what happens, I still don't believe you. You've tried to figure out Ladybug's identity on the Lady blog way too many times for anyone to trust you. After all, you're the reason everyone knows she's a high school student in the first place.
You serious? If I was Ladybug, I'd totally tell you, because I tell my best friend everything.
You tell your best friend everything, huh? At the end of the episode, Alya ends up not disclosing her identity as a superhero to Marinette. And while that was the right decision, she's still technically lying here, and lying is a sin.
It's mine! No, this one's mine! No, it's mine!
Why are you fighting over the hat when A, Alya put them on your respective sides, and B, they're the exact same? Ugh, kids.
Okay.
Sapotis?
So, which one of these Sapotis is the original? There's only one hat, so only one of them could be wearing the actual akumatized object. How did Hawkmoth's magic decide which one of them gets the honor of wearing the actual hat? Throughout the episode, it's impossible to determine which Sapotis clone belongs to which twin, as they are identical in every way. Even though they are identical twins, they should have at least some variations in their personalities. I may not be a twin, but I'm certain that all twins on Earth disagree with this portrayal. So, this sin goes out to every identical twin out there who is sick of being lumped in with their sibling all the time.
Maybe you were a little too strict with them.
It's not Alya's fault. It's Hawkmoth's for being such a creep.
Time to transform. Cheeky! Boss on! Ha!
Why exactly do I find this scene so uncomfortable? Is it perhaps the way Marinette's voice line gets cut off, the way the music is turned down, this terrible lighting, or the way Marinette is transforming right in the open? Who's to say, really? Jagged, rich as he is, would not be taking a taxi.
To the airport.
Rock and roll!
You mean to tell me that these little demons managed to drive the car this normally up until now? Yeah, I don't buy it.
These miniature monsters.
Wait, have I been pronouncing miniature wrong my whole life? No, she must be the one who's wrong, right? I'm gonna add a sin here, but it's not because I'm in denial or anything, it's because I'm right.
Flag, claws out!
Once again, they lowered the volume of the music at the start. I don't know if it's better or worse this way, but I do know that I hate change.
A teapot?
Of all the objects the Lucky Charm could have given her, it gave her a random teapot? There are a mountain of ways she could have interpreted that. Why not give her a miniature miracle box like the one her Miraculous came in, or a copy of the spellbook that led her to meeting Master Fu in the first place? How on earth Marinette managed to interpret that correctly, I'll never understand.
Marinette, I taught you all about the Miraculous and their powers. You know that yours works in a very mysterious way. I think it's trying to tell us that you need help this time.
Is Fu implying that the Lucky Charm is an entity entirely separate from both Marinette and Tiki with its own knowledge and experience? I suppose that works, but it's such a weird way to do it. It would make much more sense if it was just Marinette's subconscious figuring out ways to defeat the villain. And in case you were wondering, it still shouldn't be able to tell the future because time travel is a bunny and snake thing, not a ladybug thing.
I already took an enormous risk by putting 2 Miraculous into circulation.
And you were right to do it.
No, he wasn't. I would elaborate, but like I said earlier, I am really tired of repeating sins, and I'm sure you get the point even without me saying anything. Alya's costume is 1,000 times better than both Ladybug and Cat Noir's, and on any other day I'd sin that, but since this is the first appearance of a new superhero, I'll remove a sin instead. Yeah, I know, I'm super generous. That being said, why does Rena Rouge's mask have eyebrows? I'm pretty sure King Monkey is the only other superhero with eyebrows on his mask. Well, other than Pegasus, but he doesn't wear a mask, so that doesn't count. Personally, I think the eyebrows are kind of weird.
Rena Rouge. Yeah, my name is Rena Rouge.
Rena Rouge's introduction being a callback to Cat Noir's introduction is just perfect. Perhaps I was too hard on the writers, and sometimes they really do watch the previous episodes.
So I was right. There are indeed other Miraculous in the city.
Letting Hawkmoth know the Miracle Box is in Paris is a bad idea, and of course leads to some horrible events, like Fu losing his memory, Marinette becoming the Guardian, and like all of Season 5. Granted, Ladybug didn't have a choice in this situation, but like I've said in the past, it would have been better for everyone if Fu had kept the Miraculouses hidden, as Hawkmoth would have had no choice but to give up his search for them eventually. In trying to help, Fu only doomed himself and everyone in Paris to infinitely more suffering in the long term. At the very least, he shouldn't have— Wait, gosh darn it, I said I wasn't gonna repeat myself, but here I am, repeating myself. That's gonna cost you.
Brakes, unicycle wheel, traffic cone, tape, trash can.
Rena Rouge says traffic cone singular, but there are 2 traffic cones here. Normally I wouldn't sin that, but Ladybug never uses the second traffic cone, so I'm not entirely sure why the animators added another one.
A unicycle? All right, Rena Rouge.
If the seat and pedals of the unicycle weren't necessary, why didn't the Lucky Charm just give her the wheel by itself?
My necklace is flashing. That means I'm gonna change back soon, right?
Yeah, but it's okay if I see who you are. I can keep a secret.
Naughty kitty. You know very well that our identities must remain secret.
Good job. You're a fast learner.
If you need any superhero tips, you know where to come.
I love this friendship so much.
Now I know there are other Miraculous in Paris, and most likely a Guardian.
There is a Guardian. I don't know about an oof Guardian, though.
You really helped us a lot.
How did Rena Rouge's timer end first when Ladybug conjured her Lucky Charm long before Rena Rouge used her Mirage? Did the writers forget what just happened?
Kids should be able to do whatever they want to do. Fly.
Right, like I'm telling you. Nuh-uh.
All you have to do is to take Ladybug.
Time to transform.
Guide you in this mission. Choose wisely.
Give superheroes their superpowers, right? Yeah, my name is Rena Rouge.
If you need any cool superhero tips, you know where to come.
So band together and take their Miraculous, or I'll remove your powers and there'll be no more mischief.
You know, if I held on to it...
Okay.
Okay.
Of all the objects the Lucky Charm could have given her, it gave her
And what kind of zombies will you be at the amusement park tomorrow if you go to bed late? Show 'em, Marinette.
So you mean we've got to catch them all?
Who's that Pokemon? I look like Lila when she was akumatized in this suit.
Yes, but the superhero version.
Rena Rouge. Yeah, my name is Rena Rouge.
I'm, Cat Noir. Yeah, Cat Noir.
Perfectly balanced, this whole thing should be.
Don't eat that ice cream or things will get catastrophic.
I really like this episode. It's the first episode of season 2 that I've actually enjoyed. Anyway, thank you to Cast Creations and that Discord person for supporting the channel on Patreon.